Hello, hello. Merry Christmas, sort of. It's going to be sort of a scrappy night again tonight. I went through my stash some more. I picked out Christmas items because I do want to start or at least cover and start my Christmas journal, which will be a December daily. A lot of folks assemble their December daily before December comes so that they have time to write in it and document it in the month of December. So I'm going to try that. And I found some other things from past years that I just want to show. Hi, Jacqueline. Welcome in. Let me zoom in a little and get situated here. I have a lot that I want to do tonight. I kind of wanted to do something different tonight. And I hemmed and hawed all afternoon. But then I was watching YouTube and I ran across Tim Holtz was showing his eclectic elements Christmas fabric. And I go, oh, ooh, oh. And I thought, well, I have Christmas fabric, so I might use some of that tonight. Connect to the internet. I'm offline. No, I'm not. I might have to get out my other phone here. Let's see. Am I offline? Let me turn off YouTube here. I might have. Oh, I am offline. Okay, I'm back on now. Does that help? I guess YouTube doesn't work unless I'm connected to the internet. Let me get set up here. I can't do this until I go online. All right. I get a whole bunch of notifications, of course. Let me go to my channel and I watched that video where I don't know if you guys have seen it on YouTube, the Elon Musk fan zone, where he went and met a young lady in the hospital, a girl child who was dying. And she wanted to be an astronaut. She wanted to meet Elon Musk, and he went to visit her. And they came up with a treatment for her. And I sure hope that it works because she wants to go to Mars. I don't want to go to Mars myself. All right, we're waiting for all these notifications to fly by. Let me go to my account if I can. Get in my live stream. Come on. There I am. Because I was still rummaging while here while I'm online. Let me zoom in a little bit more. You can see my leggings. Got a little bit. Okay, and I do have a lot here on my desk. I found a postcard dated 2022 that I sent out. I sent one to myself. This is going to go with my stack of postcards. And I have this little book of Christmas joys. And I thought, give your place in the gift wrapping line to someone who looks as if she's had a hard day. Make sure the salespersons tear up the carbons of your charge card. If a Christmas party requires a tuxedo, wear a sprig of holly as a boutonniere. Line your walk or driveway with luminaries made from paper bags filled with 2 inches of sand and a votive candle. So, it's just little things, little Christmas activities. This I made, I think, when Lucia was online. I did this bookmark with her, I believe, in one of her streams, she was making Christmas bookmarks, and I made this. I thought I'd put this in my stitch journal. And one year, I was making these paper dolls, and I would like to make more. I've only got 3 of them done. But I think this was 2019. I don't know what year it was. But this one is definitely my favorite, that Santa has a canvas coat. And here's a king, a wise man, and of course and I got a couple other paper dolls. I have a Scrooge and an old-fashioned Santa around here somewhere. I got them out to show. This is some Christmas stuff. And then I got all this Christmas fabric. And what I thought I would do is take one of these journals. And I still have to find my... oh, I have a feeling it might have fallen below the cliff. But I think I'm going to cover one of these and make it my December daily or my December journal. I think I'll take one that's already been white. I got these, so I might as well use them, book covers. I think I got them for Pearl. I can't remember for sure. So, I've been looking at Christmas fabrics. And one of Tim's eclectic fabrics that he has this year are his words, his Christmas words. And I have this one that I got at the quilt store. Good tidings of comfort. These are carols. Joy to the world. The sleigh bells ring. Good tidings of comfort and joy. So these will be good to maybe stitch around. I was thinking of doing this as my cover. I've had this for a couple years and haven't used it. It's time to use it. It was either this one, and I'm just going to show you some of my Christmas. I got some log cabin squares here. Some cute ones. I didn't make these. I think I got these from Lindy. Lindy and Sean Designs. And this was a piece that I started and I need to work on. And this I used on my journal last year, so I don't want to use it this year. And this is Christmas bulbs. And this I have, but I'm not, not that. I'm not excited about the cookies. And I got some nutcracker fabric. I have a journal where I use this cotton fabric on the pages. I was looking at that tonight. I need to put some of these journals together. I got some red plaid with deer. Got quite a bit of that. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. And then this is pretty fabric. I like this. That would be pretty on a journal. And I got some more of this black. And some white that's very similar, some tan. I think I'm going for the black though. It's the same thing. I think I'll keep this out. I think I'm going for that. But I thought I would dig out my Christmas fabric and have it available. Maybe I'll do some Christmas things. I didn't watch all of Tim Holtz. I got to where he was showing the makes and he was showing the table runners. I think that some of the his makers made quilts. I didn't get to see those. But he was promoting the Christmas fabrics in his eclectic line. And here's some deer and barns. I got this at Hobby Lobby a couple years ago. And here's just some trees. And this, I believe, I got at the thrift store for $2, Angels. So I have plenty. In fact, I have so much I don't think I can fill the box here. So I'm not going to overstuff it. I'll find another box to put those in. So I just kind of wanted to show the fabrics that I have, the Christmas fabrics. I keep them in this Christmas tree box. I get these on sale right after Christmas. And I generally keep Christmas. I got a stack of them. I keep Christmas in them. And I have several. And you know what? I have this to do tonight. Let me put this box. And I'm going to put this fabric on top of that box, but I'll put it in another box. And I found this. I did this off of a template that Rosemary sent. And this is, I used a foil, and I need to find my foil pins. But I thought that would be pretty in the Christmas journal, or even in the journal I'm doing now. I also found some Prismacolor fine pens here, brush tip markers. I don't know, I've had them for a while. I don't know if they'll work. And I found a brick stencil that I had cut at one time. I thought would make a nice Christmas page, and some extra cardboard. So there. Oh, yeah, I got this out for the, then I want to work in this journal tonight, and I think I found some things here that I can put in that journal. Let me put this fabric over on the box. And I also tonight want to start a new needle weaving for my, and I'm going to use this even weave fabric and these pearl threads that I got from my friend down in St. Louis. And I think if I can have more even threads, and I don't think I'm going to make my weaving so tall. I'm going to make 2 short ones, I think. So I might work on that tonight. And here's my journal. Let's see where I want to start. I also have this little journal that I started, oh goodness, a couple years ago, and I haven't finished it. It's a little Tim Holtz journal. It's out of Tim Holtz cigar box cover here. And I bound it and everything. I just don't have everything in there, so I thought I would work in this a little to finish these pages up so I can call it done. And of course I have more goodies in here. I have a couple of book boards here to make more journals, of course. And what's this? A receipt book that this was a, and I cut it to make a little journal, Dee Dee Willingham style. And I might cut it again and then just bind these and use these as, but see, I do this and then I put it in my package and it goes in a box. So I'm going to get these out, and this one certainly can be finished. I like this one a lot. This is Tim Holtz. I remember doing this, the dancers here. I think I did this with Tanya and Lisa. But I for some reason I quit on it. I don't know if it was when they stopped doing they finished theirs, and I don't think I finished mine. Disagrees without arguing. Displays improved potential for advancement. Tim Holtz cigar fabric there. $5 off coupons here for some money. And what's in here? I got a bobby pin embellishment, a button one. What's in here? Uh-oh, I think it's glued down for some reason. Oh no, it's just a page. It's a page. Tim Holtz cigar fabric. And I got more of this. I'm running out of it, but where's my $5 off coupon here with a joker on it? Was this a Joanne? No, that was a Goodwill one. Alrighty, let's put her back in the bag. And I want to welcome folks in. Let me put this away and I'll come welcome folks in. This is going to go behind me in the box of things to work. Oh, I should put it over here. No. All right. Hi, Joyce. Let me refresh chat. I want to welcome you in. Thank you for spending a bit of your Friday night with me. Let's see. I might have to switch because I don't think my tablet is getting juice over here. Is it plugged in? Let me follow the cord. The cord gets caught on stuff and it gets unplugged. Is it plugged in? No, I don't think it. If it is, it's plugged in. No, it's plugged in. It's down to like 45%. So if it goes lower and doesn't go higher, I will need to switch to my phone. But let's look at the messages. Hi, Goldie. Welcome in. Hi, Kitty Jen. Goldie says, oh, good, Renee. I hope it doesn't linger too long. What did Renee say? Jen says, hi, Allie. Is Allie K here? Hi, Allie K. Renee says, hello, Miss Allie K. Kitty Jen says, hello. Renee says, hello, Goldie. I'm feeling a lot better. Well, that's good, Renee. Just that congestion builds up in the evening and the morning. Don't you hate that congestion? I get a little congested after I eat. I get this mucus in my throat, and I notice my brother does too. And I just think it's lingering stuff. It only affects me after I eat. And after I rid myself of it, I'm all good again. Goldie says, hi, Renee. Renee says, hello. Angie's here. Hi, Angie. Jacqueline popped in. Goldie says, lovely. I thought I was already, then I saw I wasn't earlier. Thank you for subbing, she says. Jacqueline. Mina. Hi, Mina. Mina hugs to you. She says, my eyesight is still very blurry, so I won't be typing much tonight after this. Okay, Mina. I certainly understand. So just hugs to you, and I hope your eyesight... Did you have cataract surgery? She says hi. Mina says hi, and this is where... I'm back up to the top. Dixie Doodles. Hi, Dixie Doodles. It's good to see you. Renee says, hello, Dixie. It's nice to meet you. All right, so I kind of wanted to peek in here while I have the chance. I pulled this out, but I didn't really, I was hoping there would be some fall stuff, but because of this fabric, it looks like I could use it on a fall page. Let's see if I can open it up here. Nope, that's just one little square. I think this was actually off of a piece of Chinese fabric. Let's see what else is in here. Oh, we did these little socks. Made little socks, little canvas socks. I think I did these when I was hanging out with Jerry Bellini. Little buttons on there, or did I get these in Happy Mail? I think I made these. I don't remember. I might have gotten them in Happy Mail and was inspired. Here's some Christmas. Some little Christmas inchies. Which makes me think that these came from, well, this came from Janet Nash. A cookery book. So these might have come from, those socks might have come from Janet. Here's a round ATC. This one is from Sherry Van. So this will go in my Christmas journal. This is all Christmas, which is good. Which is good. I need Christmas. Some pink lace. Happy fall, you all. This will go in my journal now. That little gnome. Happy fall. And some striped papers. So these will be for Christmas, I think. And here, let's see if there's any more fall. Sometimes Christmas and fall gets little doggy. Christmas ties. Doggy again. Little tag, I believe. Here's a heart. I think I made this heart. I do think I made it, or somebody made it. I don't know if I made this one or if somebody made it. I don't think I'm going to take credit for it. I think I got it in Happy Mail. So these will certainly be in the Christmas journal. And I do think I'm going to get it ready so when December comes, I won't be making it. I usually make my journal in December, but then I have a hard time getting it all filled. So if I make it ahead of time, and even put embellishments in it that I have around, because I have all sorts of things around. So I'm into making these journals, using up my scraps and leftovers. But let me tell you, I sure did enjoy watching Tim Holtz this afternoon. There were some nice things going there. It inspired me. So let me put these aside for now. I'll put them over in my current project box is full to the brim. There's a couple of stamps, a ruler, and I hope I didn't lose the piece. I think I did. The fabric that I cut for this. Where did it go off to? Oh dear, well I have to cut another piece. I'm not going to fool around too much. This is going to be for the Christmas fabric. I'm not going to fool around with it. I'll just find another piece. Oh, and I also pulled this. This is one of my wax paper boxes. And I'm going to use up the, I think I have to get it started here. I'm going to use up the, glued in there. I'm going to use it up. Use up the papers. These were painted papers. I think I got some of these from Happy Mail or inboxes. Not all of these are mine. Some of them are. But I'm going to start using this stuff up. Make some more painted paper boxes. Because I got 929 wax paper rolls. I do have a stack of them because I can't throw them out. I have thrown out a couple though. So I pulled that out of my stash. Alright. So what am I going to use here? I lost my fabric. Lost my fabric, now what can I do? Lost my fabric, now what shall I do? Lost my fabric, now what shall I do? Skip to Maloo, my darling. Get another piece, pretty one too. Get another piece, pretty one too. It was matte fabric. Where did it go off to? Did I put it back in one of these? I might have. I don't see it. I might have put it in this box of Christmas fabric. I'll just cut another piece. I'll just cut another piece. We may not use the matte fabric. Let's just see what I have here. That matte fabric went pretty good with it, but I'll find it when I'm cleaning up around the house here. Let's see, what do I want? That's the t-shirt. This is black. That's the scissors. So let's see what I have. Hold on, I'm looking. I've got the music. I almost used that. I got this, but I don't think it's big enough. And I got that striped. I like the stripe. I'm looking, hold on. And I have this vintage that I used on my other journal. What's this? This is that Paris fabric. That kind of goes. Only it's just the other pieces, the wider pieces out in the other room. So I'm not going to fight it. I'm just going to pick something and use it. Because it isn't going to matter that much. Let's see what I want to use. That's just white muslin. I don't think I want to use my coffee or print text here. It says dry cleaning recommended. I think I'll use my coffee on another piece. Meri. I had it all cut to size and everything. And then I lost it. It's either the music fabric or this, and I think this probably goes better with the... Alright. I'll find it when I'm not wanting it. I'm going to check the floor, see if I have it down here on the floor any place. I don't see it. Sometimes I knock stuff on the floor. And I don't see it. No. Alright. We'll just go with this piece. I want to get it done. And so what I did this morning was cover this, and I varnished it with satin varnish, so it's pretty good, and then I just let it air dry. And so what I'm going to do is glue these down, and then I think I'll put this horizontal. It's not a ticking, it's a cotton fabric, so it's pretty thin. And I think I'll just put it horizontal like that. It'll be all right. It'll be okay. But now I have to measure again. And I think I'm going to tear the seam off here. Let's see. If I go from corner to corner here, from fold to fold, I'll have enough. I don't want this seam, so let's just do this again. Why don't we? And I'm only going to go down as far as that fold. Now, for the book, let me get the book out here. For the book, I'm going to fold, well, this is tearing. I wanted to fold it. I guess I can still fold it in. I might have to do something on the edge here. Fold this in and then put the fabric over it, so I only need from here to here. And I'm more concerned about I'm going to leave me a couple stripes there and a couple stripes down here. And I better get this done before I tear it all up. So let me tear this way. Kind of hard to tear so you guys can see. And then I'm going to snip it on this fold. And that should give me enough, and then I'll have enough to work with, and then I'll make it fit. Now, save that off. And let's fold this back up. I buy it for my art. I certainly don't buy this to make clothes. I'm not a clothes maker. I did make, when I was in high school and my first couple years of college, I made my own clothes. But it just got so I didn't need to make them anymore, so I didn't. All right, so let's get this out. I suppose I should put some wax paper down. Because I pulled up what I had down. Let's spritz the tabletop. And grab a piece of wax paper. So it's Christmas in September. Middle of September. I'm going to work on some Christmas stuff tonight. Later. I'm going to cover my journal. But we might do some other things before that. Tim Holtz inspired me to do Christmas tonight. You can blame him. If there's blame to be had, he's responsible for it. All right, so I'm just going to take this, I'm going to glue this down first, I think. And it's already kind of wet from the top up here. And grab my Yes paste. And put these pins aside. And grab a towel because I'm going to kind of wipe up some of this wet. Not too wet. And a palette knife. And we'll get busy here. Oh, I have to move my camera, don't I? Let's see, let's move this up a little and turn my camera down a little. And I've got glare from the... I have a black sheet here. Now, I think I used my black sheets. Let's put this envelope from Colleen Gravis here. Well, it's too big. Oh dear. Oh dear. What can the matter be, Mary? Mary, Mary, Mary. And we'll put that there. It's an index card. So we need a big one. Okay. Whew, I've got to turn the fan toward me. Hold on. You're going to see me making journals this fall. I need to make I need to use this stuff up. So I'm going to be making journals and trying to fill them. All right, I just want to glue this down and maybe over here where it's starting to rip out a little. glue it down in the spine. Let's turn my camera down just a little bit more. Hi, Lori Pink Girly. She is, Ange, I have nowhere to sell them anymore. I was telling Meri how you were making flowish Christmas journals recently. Oh, is that Pink Girly? And she says she doesn't have any place to sell them anymore. I think Pearl should. Have you guys? I haven't. Now, just take this with a grain of salt because Pearl doesn't know I'm saying this, but you might approach her. Jacqueline, did you ever approach her to see if you could sell some things on with her or have her? Because she sells, and I know she's helped a couple people out, but they might have just been friends. Pearl at Pearl's Finds. Convince her to have a seller night where she can host and you all can do what Katia, or not Katia, I got Katia on the brain. I got tatting on the brain. You know, I had to laugh. I had to laugh because Tim Holtz was showing some Christmas cards. And the minute I saw one of the Christmas cards, I said, oh, it's got tatting on it. It looks like my tatting. It's not, of course, you know, but it just looked like something I would do. And I was wondering if he was going to call it tatting when he talked about it. He called it lace. Well, tatting is lace, but he didn't identify it as tatting. But I was sure happy. I'm going to tell the gals in my tat group that Tim Holtz used tatting on his Christmas. Well, he didn't. One of his makers did. Used tatting on their Christmas card. It was just a little trim on hanging there on a tree or something. It wasn't on the edge. Let's see. I need a piece to squish stuff down with. Let me get another piece of wax paper. It's easier if I have a sheet of wax paper to kind of, I've got glue in there, but kind of push some of this stuff down. And let's put this up and see if I can't, because this was starting to tear. There we go. I think that's going to be good. And let's see. Let's snip this a little. We don't need all that bulky bulk. And I'm going to use washi tape on this, but I don't know if I'm going to do it tonight. After I put my fabric down, I'm going to put washi tape along the edge of the fabric to kind of even out the edges. So the Nebraska Junk Jaunt is going to happen at the end of the month. And I think I'm going to get a YouTube payment that I can spend at the Nebraska Junk Jaunt. I've been watching it pretty close. And my check usually comes in around the 26th. And the Junk Jaunt is on the 27th. So it's going to be cutting it kind of close, but I think I'm going to get, and even if I don't, I'll get it in the next couple days, so I can kind of spend some of my money. I don't need a lot of junk. I need to use up my junk, but you know, you're always after new stuff. I don't want furniture I'm not after things like clocks and stuff like that. What I'm after is, well, books, magazines, anything I can cut up or destroy, fabrics. I get a lot of my fabrics from Pearl, though. So if I don't get any fabrics, it's yarn. Yarn, sort of. I really don't need any more yarn because I'm not doing a whole lot with that yarn stuff that I do have. I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. Excuse me. When I sneeze, I gotta sanitize my fingers. Even when I alone, I sneeze into my hands or into my shoulder. I'm going to sneeze again. Achoo! I sneezed into the napkin this time. Ah! All right, let's see. I was doing this. Achoo! Oh, no, it's not one of these sneezing fits, is it? Sometimes I get these sneezing fits, and I'll sneeze for 20 times before I finally quit. Oh. I don't think I snipped that. I was sneezing. Achoo! Oh, what is this? Not online, Mary. Stop that sneezing online. Oh. Well, this is messing up for me here. This one's okay. I gotta stop here and... Excuse me. Take care of things. All right. Yes. It's got a little bit of glue on down in here that's giving it an issue. And up there. All right. So now I'm going to put the fabric down, and I have to be sure not to get too much in there because I don't want it to be too tight. I'm liking it. All right. So let's. This is not handkerchief that I threw those away. Whew. All right, now I want to put this right up in here, and I want to come pretty close to the edge, and I'm going to put washi tape down on it. So I think I can go on. Oh, get out over there. I think I can go right above this line, maybe halfway in between those. Because the edge is there. All right, let me get my scissors. And I tear. I picked that up from K3M. She tears her fabrics a lot. And I'll have pieces like this that I can use in my slow stitch. Put it behind me. Ah. Excuse me again here. I don't know what caused that. We had the lawnmower boy come this afternoon. Yay. Our lawnmower boy came, mowed our lawn, and then he must have done such a good job that our neighbors asked him to mow their lawn. And I told him when I paid him, I said, "You're getting you a nice little business started." And he said, "Uh-huh." I was his first customer, so I'm pretty proud of that. I get to support a young man here in town. I was pretty proud of him. All right. Let's snip it right here. Maybe a little bit more. And I'm not going to bind this tonight because I don't know where my awl is. But I might use this fabric to bind onto. You know, like I'll put this down. I just tore it, so I'll put this down. And then I'll bind my signatures on here and then put it down in there and probably put tape across the edges. So don't lose that, Mary. So now let's put this down. And I'll put this down and then I'll move on because, whoops, it's pretty short. I guess I'll have to have pretty wide tape. I cut it too short. But I have wide enough tape to... Got about a ½ an inch there. It's okay. It's fine, Mary. We'll put it right even with that. And then smooth it out. It's not too short the other way. It's almost too long. About a ½ an inch over here. And I think what I'll do is take a stripe off of here. This is just a little too long. If it'll tear. And I'll always use this. Make a nice tag tie. That's better. That's better. It's about a ½ inch on all sides, approximately. So let's, this is doing no good for me. Penelope, sit on this. All right, let's start. What do I have? Threads hanging here? Tear threads. Let's pull them off. They get glue on them and then they're... Okay, we're going to start up in here. And I'm about a ½ inch in. So right about there. Approximately. And about a ½ inch down. Use my finger as a guide here. And I can always come under that fabric once I and if I hold it toward the light, I can see where I have glue and where I don't. It's a string. There's a little there. And I can hear too, because when I have glue on it, it's soft. When I don't have glue on it, it's scratchy. All right, let's put this much down and get it positioned. About a 1/2 inch in and a 1/2 inch down. So approximately, maybe up a little here. Here's my wax paper. And then see, I'll come with some washi tape around the side. All right. And so that leaves about, yep, that's pretty good, Mary. Of course, it's going to go crooked if I'm not careful. All right, let's do some more here. And I didn't bend the book but I think I'll be okay. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the junk jaunt. I haven't been for, I think I only went once since I've been home. I always want to go. And I think I made a mind map in my Society of Idea Collector. Or I made a little journal. I can't remember. I could go back and look, but it was either 2016 or 2017. But I want to go this year. I don't go the entire 350 miles. I get tired. And there's plenty to see in the first 100 miles. And by that time, I'm tired and ready to turn around and come back home. All right, let's see. If I get the top up here straight, the bottom kind of falls in line, but it wants to slant down on me. And I don't know why. I always want to go crooked. I'm not going to do it this time. You just behave. It's pretty good. Now, let's do the spine. So what are you all up to tonight? What are y'all doing? Friday nights used to be big game nights when we were in high school. Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday nights were always big game nights. I don't know if that's still the case in the high schools. I know my grandniece, they play their volleyball games in the afternoons. I don't think, of course, she's still in junior high. She'll graduate into high school next year, though. She's growing up. She's growing up. All right, I think I got enough on there to... I'm kind of pulling up on it because it wants to slant down. And let's bend it. Oh, Jersey! Oh, thank you so much, lady. Oh, that's so sweet of you. That is so sweet. Thank you so much. Now what I've seen Johnny do is she'll take a ruler and do this and get them. Of course, now this book has been, it's gonna have, I guess I'm gonna go the other way. Thank you, Jersey. Aw. Jersey, if you were going on a junk jaunt, what would you buy? What would you, and that's for everybody. You guys tell me, if you were going on a junk jaunt or to an antique fair or, you know, a flea market, a big flea market, what would you buy? Not potentially what you would want to buy, but what would you look out for? I want a list. I want a list. I've already said what I would look out for. I noticed on Facebook Marketplace, I sense a list coming on, Alec says. Facebook Marketplace, there was a lady selling these little wooden spools, and they weren't thread spools, they were just little, maybe a ½ inch diameter at the most, and maybe 2 inches tall. They were more crafty type spools. And I messaged her and asked them if they were available, and she said yes. And I said, well, would you hold them till Monday? Because I'm not planning on going to town until Monday. I think my check will be in. And I never got a reply. So she might have had another offer that would come and pick them up right away. Let's see. Candy. Hi, Candy. Welcome in. I never saw you if you came in above. She says, I love skeletons. You'd look for skeletons in the closet? Angie says she'd look for cameos. Allie Kay said she'd look for yarn. Renee says vintage candle holders, fabric, and old books. Angie said she would look for thimbles. Lori says just about everything lace, doilies, ledgers. I would look for ledgers. Vintage, anything vintage. Another thing that I enjoy is old photos. And they don't even have to be, you know, cabinet style professional photos. Just little snapshots. I enjoy the black and white photos. I got quite a few from Keisha that I'm still using, but eventually I'm going to run out. So I'm going to watch for those. Threads, I like my threads. Not yarns, but threads like, let me grab one here, threads like this. That I can use in my stitching, on my stitching projects. And tatting. Those threads, though, are cut every 18 inches. Whoever had those prepared them for needlework. And so you can't really tat with them without tying off every few inches. But I can stitch with them. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do some needle weaving. What else? Hi, Teresa. How are you doing tonight? How is your shoulder? Teresa says she's in the balcony. Kitty Jen says old books with photos or black and white photos. Yeah. Jen, that's where I'm at too. I love black and white photos. And I like old snapshots, you know, even the ones with the shadows in them. Because you know those weren't taken by professional. It was taken by a mom or a dad or a brother or sister or somebody who just was out playing with their camera. I'll let you all know. I might take some, you know, I'm finding though, whatever YouTube did, it's awfully hard to take unlisted lives now. It takes almost 24 hours for an unlisted live to process. Our live streams don't take that long to process. So people who are doing unlisted lives to save their camera space, that's why I do it, because I don't have that much space on my phone. I might on my newer phone now, but, and you can get these little flash drives to, but I've had bad experiences with them because they wiggle around and the camera can't follow it and it turns off. All right, let's see what I have here. I want to stretch this up, make sure it's up high enough over here. Just a little bit more there. Alrighty. I'm pretty happy with the inside here. And we'll let this dry. I'm not going to, although I probably should put satin varnish on this, like I did here. And it makes it nice and flat. And the tissue is less, this is tissue paper, it's less apt to tear. It did tear up at the top here, but I put more varnish on it. So, the next thing I want to do, well, should I varnish this? I'd be varnishing my fabric. I'm deciding, maybe I'll wait till I put the washi tape on. So I'm just going to let this dry. Let's bend it here. I think it bends nice. Got a thread. Okay, so I'm going to put this aside, and we're going to do the Christmas one while I have stuff out. We're going to do the Christmas. And, let's see, I put the fabric over here too. I think I did. Look, I found the map fabric that I cut. It was wrapped up with this stuff. Geesh, willikers, Mary. Too late now. I've already put this on it. I like this, though, too. It was one or the other. And this kind of bends in here, but that's because I pulled those signatures out. Or I didn't. This was a painted cover like this one. I think I got these from Pearl or Jasper. I didn't get them from you, did I, Jacqueline? I don't think I got these from Jacqueline. I got them all about the same time. Okay, so we're going to cut the fabric first. Or measure it out. And this may not be quite right enough. I may have to change my tune. Unless this opens up, and it doesn't. So this is just a 1/4 yard. It's not wide enough. Let's see what that other in that box was. If it's the same. I can't use this on this book. It would be going this way. Alright, let's get up. I got another piece of this. I want to see. I'm going to have to scrunch myself over here and get into the box. And of course it's down toward the bottom. Is that it? Let me pull. Let's see if that's any better. And of course I'm running over that piece of tissue paper with my chair. The piece that I tore off. Let's see if this piece is also too small. Yes, it is. Oh, I'm disappointed. Well, I'm going to have to choose another fabric. That isn't going to work. It's pretty. I wonder if that, I have some tan. I'll bet it's the same size. I think I told her to cut a 1/4 yard. And that's probably what this is. And Tim Holtz was talking about a difference between a fat 1/4 and a 1/4 yard. Oh well. We'll use it another time. Let's see what else I have here. Let me get the box out again. Oh, it's a stretch. Now this I think I cut into, but it's a little wider. It might just fit. And it's the same design, but it's in a tan. This looks like, this is seamed here. This was not, I didn't do this. I got this from somebody. I'm going to use this. So let me put this other, it needs to be used regardless. I'm putting the other fabric back in here. Hold on. Reach, Mary, reach for the lid. I got it. So how things change. Alright, let me put the box of fabric back down. And I have these angels, and I got plenty of it. But I'm not into doing angels on my... We'll do this. And it's kind of wrinkly, but that Yes paste will work out the wrinkles when you put it on. And it's got an old-fashioned Santa Claus here. Let's see what the other side is like. It's maybe less wrinkly. It still has the old Santa Claus down over here. And it's a little less wrinkly, but the Yes paste will work out the wrinkles. So, let me just measure here. If I want my old Santa Claus, I'm going to put it, he's right here. So I'm going to put this here. And I can leave a couple inches. Can you guys see? I think you can. So if I leave a couple inches over here, I'm going to cut it right at the end of Christmas there, a tear cut. And that'll leave me a couple inches, and I'll have a less bulky piece to deal with here. And put it out here. So my old-fashioned Santa is right here, and he's up here. If I move him down to the bottom of the book, Penelope, you're gonna get, she says, help, help. You put me there. So if I want him up here, this is the end of the book, and he's still over here, and I still have, I can pull this over a little. I still have him here and here, and I have a bulb and candy cane, and looks like a Christmas candle, the word Christmas, pine cone. So I could probably, can't pull it up too much further. It leaves me just enough that he's floating right at the top. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. Let me fold this piece up. And we'll do like we did with the tissue paper one. I will put it on, and then we'll let it dry overnight, or probably until Sunday night, and then I'll do the inside cover. And maybe by that time, I will have found my awl. I have a feeling it's rolled off onto the floor underneath of the, between the buffet and the boxes over there. Okay. So, let's see what I have here. My wax paper is still pretty good. Hasn't moved around too much. And I'm going to move this card. I think the wax paper is kind of... Okay. So if I get this done by... get it all bound and ready to go by December 1st, then I can just work in it. I won't have to make it on in December. And I think that's what slowed me down with the others. And I can tat. I want to tat Christmas trees. I need to tat some butterflies before next week. I want to do a tatting journal too, but I want a pretty big tatting journal. I think I'm going to look for a 3-ring book, and because I want to be able to put the patterns and all the handouts in it. And then for my little book, where I'm actually putting sample pieces in, I'll make them a journal that I can put inside of the binder. That's what I'm thinking right now. I put quite a bit of Yes paste on my covers here. I probably don't need to do that much, I keep saying, but... And I can see how the light shines. You probably can't, but I can get at an angle where I can see where there's Yes paste and where there's bare book here, and I can hear it. When I get over here, I hear it scraping a little bit more. When I get in here, it's pretty soft when I run my knife over it. So we're just going to do that much. And I want this Santa right up here, kind of up at the top. I need enough space in there for a... And then this Santee over here will come right, he's good. He's right along the side here. And it says Grand Exhibition is what it says. And then up here it says Christmas. I might take some of that black and make an ornament and put on here or something. We'll see. I do like this. It's kind of a coffee color. It'd be fun to spray some walnut spray on it, but I'm afraid I'll mess it up. That walnut spray is a little dark. That walnut ink is a little dark. Alright, I think this is glued down good in here. So we're going to pull it back. And I like to pull it back a little past the glue so that I'm sure that I get it all gluey. And I was thinking for my pages, both Jacqueline and Aaron in the Aaron Docs have sent me, I have ordered both from both of them papers. And I thought that I would mix the papers with some fabric. And the fabric I would probably sew between paper. And I probably wouldn't have a whole lot of it. But I thought I would do a mixture. And since December, I allow for October 30th, Halloween, clear through January 6th when I do my December dailies. So it's probably pretty good that I'm doing this now. In my past journals, I always have a Halloween page or a fall type page, a Thanksgiving page, and, you know, the holidays. A Christmas December 1st through. And I'm going to turn this up and fill this with glue. December 1st through the 31st, and then the first 6 days of January until the Epiphany. The Epiphany. And we're just going to fill this spine so that the fabric is glues down here. Need some glue on that. Do I have it up here? Pull that up a little. Get some in there. Alrighty. Whew, I'm going to have to turn that fan toward me. It's getting warm in here. See how that Yes paste will smooth out this fabric? Because it's a paste, so it is a little moist. And it's just moist enough that the fabric smooths out. Where's that wax paper? And I like to take a piece of wax paper and buffer it down. Ooh, I'm going to have to turn that fan toward me. And I'll come out and look at chat. Let me look at chat. I've got a blue dot on my chat button. I don't know why. And my percentage is at 46, so it seems to be not losing any more charge, but it's not gaining. Let me put all messages. Chat filter. Oh, it gave me a blue dot because it flagged Laura's contribution. Oh, that's new. Thank you again for that, Laura, Jersey. You just cheered me up. Oh, let's go down to the bottom. Angie says, tomorrow I don't have to get up early, so I'm not picking up my phone. If I will, it's candy. Oh. Jen laughs. Laura says, of course, Mary. Jersey, that's so sweet of you. You just cheered my heart up. Is anybody doing Inktober this year? I am going to do buttons. I rarely get 31 days done for Inktober, but I get a good start. I should just combine all my years into one journal. Dee Dee does it every year, or she has for several years. She always does the most creative things. But I think I'm going to do buttons and button cards this year with inks. And I have that set of glass ink pens. I thought I might play with those. As long as it's ink, it doesn't have to be black. There is black in there, but I think I'm going to play with the glass ink pens. Is anybody else doing Inktober? Allie K says, I always say I'm going to do it, but I only seem to get about 5 days done. That's kind of like me, Allie. Well, because for one thing, I'm off doing journals and planning Christmas and in swaps, and this year I'm kind of cutting down on all that stuff. And maybe I'll have my Christmas journal done enough by October 1st, which is a couple weeks away, that I can do Inktober. Let's see, this is the spine, other part of the spine here. And I want to fill that gutter with paste. I mean, you know, get it good in there. And I'm still trying to take off of the edge. I get quite a bit of paste if I just go around the edge of the jar rather than dig down. Sometimes I dig down. But when you get down further, if you get it off of the edge first, then you won't get as messy because you'll have all the edge cleaned. And I've been using this Yes paste a lot lately. But that's what it's there for. I need to use more of my paints before they get so old they're no good. I'm gonna put this down in the gutter. You guys ever swallow a hair and get a hair on your tongue or in your mouth? That fan is blowing hair in my face and yuck. I think I got it. And the other thing that I like to do, but I never quite finish, is when Ayala has the 29 faces. I think she does it in February and April now. 29 faces. And I always would like to, and then I don't know if she's going to do it, but Julie Van Bowser does around December. She always does that carved December. I did that one year with Vicki Brown. She was doing it. And that's about the only year I actually finished what I wanted to do for that. I think I carved Christmas. I should get out and carve some more too, but let's just do what we're doing, Mary. I have scraps to take care of. I'm loving this. This is going to be the outside. It looks like the inside, but when you bend it here, yeah, it takes on a gutter in there. And it's doing pretty good here. And I do think I will give it a satin coat tonight, because it doesn't really need, fabric one really doesn't need a satin varnish, but it kind of puts a protective coating on it. My glasses are riding down my nose. And we'll let it dry, and then we'll finish it up Sunday. Well, Sunday I do want to do my doodle deck. I don't want to quit doing that. What did we do last week, Jen? I can't remember. Doodle deck. Oh, I did, what did I do? I got them here. Oh, I did some animals. I did those whimsical animals. I might try to hunt for more of those. I did that ecclesiastical figurine. I think I did a face. I can't remember. Let me get some glue in here. Now, I don't know what I'm going to do. Tomorrow I'll go set up my links. I like to do that on Saturday afternoons. I need some on the edge here. And on the edge over here, I got quite a bit in there. Smooth some of that over. And the other thing I thought I'd look for at the junk jaunt, if I get to go, I'm hoping I will, is maybe some old Christmas stuff that I can upcycle. My brother will have a fit. I bring home too much junk. I'm surprised he hasn't evicted me. But I help him out. He knows. I help him. He keeps an eye on that lawnmower boy. He thinks I'm an old softy. I guess I am. I like the kid. And he... But when it comes time to pay him, or he can't hear, the kid talks kind of soft. All kids do at that age. And my brother's deaf, so he can't hear, so he comes and yells at me. Your lawnmower boy is here. But when he knocked at the door, my brother was the first to run there. I was trying to get there, but he had to go, so I just let him answer it. And then he come and got me. Can he mow today? Sure. I've been waiting for him to come. All right. I think I'll flip this because I don't have my wax papers drying out. I don't have glue on this. I'm going to cut this and tear this a little. We don't need all of this. So maybe an inch here. I'll get a little Santa Claus here. This one will just get his feet. I'll get a Christmas word. I won't get the whole candle, but I'll get the candle holder. And, all right. And I'll have to find fabric to put in here. I won't do that tonight. I'll have to decide what fabric. Let's cut it. Let's cut it so I get the most of the tree. Let's see if I can rip it. That's good. So I'll have some nice cotton fabric to play with. I think I got this. This is not new fabric. It's got a seam down it, which says to me I probably got it at the thrift store. So I'm going to leave this like this, and I'm going to put that satin varnish on it. I think I'm done with my Yes paste. Put that away, and we'll move on. After I varnish it, and then I'll move it. Let's see. Put my Yes paste away. All right, and now I'm going to varnish it just because I probably don't need to, because it is fabric. Tissue paper I really needed to varnish. Oh, I got it upside down. It goes like this. I'm deciding. I think I'm going to leave it for now. If I decide I have to, I will. So we're done with that. I'm wary that the varnish will leave a on this fabric a sheen that I don't want. I'm going to leave it. So I'm just going to put it over here and let it air dry. And I don't need this anymore. It's in my way. I'm going to throw it away. Throw this one away. I'll keep my towels. All right. Let me come out and look at chat. We'll put Penelope and Derwin here. He says, oh, good. It's cuddle time. He says, oh, dear. He says, I'll go around this side and get closer to you. All right, let me refresh chat. Chat filter all messages. Jersey says, Rhonda, she's laughing. She says, thanks, Rhonda. The thing is, I'm not really an introvert. I just don't like going to big parties. I don't blame you, Jersey. It's weird. You think that someone like me, who is pretty outgoing, would like it, but I don't. Well, you know, are you talking about like company parties? I never liked company parties. And the thing of it is, the people on my team, they didn't like it either, and they wouldn't go, and if I went, I didn't know anybody, and it was just uncomfortable. And I never really liked company picnics for the same reason, because they were all with families. Good night, Candy. Have a good weekend. Cindy says, Mary, you have some nice beginnings of those journals. Looking great. Thank you, Cindy Rain Girl. I appreciate that. Got a couple more of those book covers, but we'll do these two, and I've got this one I'm working in now, so I think that'll be enough for the rest of the year. But I've got a whole box of scraps behind me that need to be used. Jen says, last 2 years was haunted something. 1 year was a haunted house prompts, and last year was a haunted carnival. What are you talking about, Jen? Candy says, Mary, it was nice visiting, but it's way past bedtime. Oh, there's Beth Schuler. Hi, Beth Schuler. Welcome in, Beth. Beth. It's good to see you. What time is it? It's 9:07. Jersey says, let's see, I've said that one. Rhonda says, Laura, nothing wrong with being an introvert. If anyone gives you gruff, just tell them. I accept you for who you are, and you should accept me for me. Yeah. Jersey said, there's another party that my other coworkers have, and everyone else is going to that one afterwards. Like, I've no way, I told him. I don't drink. I haven't drank for 15 years, and I'm not going to start. There you go, Laura. You stick to your guns. I don't mind in-office parties where I know my coworkers, or if I get tired, I can retreat to my desk. It's like parties at restaurants or convention centers, and they had a couple all company parties. And my coworkers, people on my team, never showed up. And I didn't know. I knew a couple people, but they were off doing other things with their friends, and I was just uncomfortable. Those type of parties are not for me. Never were. Renee says, maybe give yourself a time limit. Laura, just go and make an appearance. And then go. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, that too. Just make sure your boss or whoever sees you, the important person who needs to notice that you're there, make sure go up and say hi. I made it for a minute. Let's see. Laura said, it's for my boss. She's an awesome lady. Well, that's who you want to say hi to. And that's why so many people are coming, because it's a surprise party. I'm not making Romeo go. He's such an introvert. It's just too many people for him. Well, that's kind of like it was for that one birthday party that my brother and I went to. We know the couple and pretty well, but it was a surprise party, and when we went, they weren't there yet because it was a surprise for them. And so her daughter and her relation, they were busy putting all the things together, the food and all of that. So my brother and I just kind of sat there like lump on the rug. And what really bothers me is I smiled at a couple people and nodded and said hello, and they just looked at me and walked away. And I was really uncomfortable. And I told my brother afterwards, I said, I'm never going to one of these again where I don't know. And they're all younger than, we were kind of the senior people in the house. But then when the birthday boy and his wife came, we knew them, and, we were able to wish them a happy birthday. And we left a little bit afterwards because, it just wasn't fun. And then my grandniece, they had a family birthday party for her, and that was fun, because it's just family. And that was pretty good. That was fun. We had Mexican meal, and she opened her presents, and I got her boxes that she didn't want, her jewelry boxes, that her earrings came in, and I enjoyed that. But I'm with you, Laura. Those big parties are not for me. Let's see, Jen, Rhonda's here, Renee is here. Did I say hello to you, Renee and Rhonda? Allie K put a link to YesPace. That's pretty expensive now these days. Let's see what it is on here. See what the price of it is there. Give it a bone. $49 and that's on Amazon. So it's really gone up. I think that at the time I bought my last, what I'm using now was gifted to me. But I think it was around $38 for a 32 ounce. Now it's up to $49. Wow. That's outrageous. Outrageous. Let me go back to chat. Get rid of that. And let's see, where else are we here? And we're back to the Inktober chat. So let's go down to the bottom. They're saying hello to Beth, and Teresa said most parties are two people-y. Yeah. Yeah. You know, there's a certain type of personality that enjoys those parties, and they get to know people, but you know, they drink, you know, and they think it's fun to drink and smoke and God knows what else, and that's just not for me either. I like to think I have more common sense than that. I wouldn't say I'm especially intelligent, but I do have a certain amount of common sense. Lori says she's heading out. All right, Lori, you have a really good weekend. Angie says, I'm too shy to go to parties. Well, we'll have to have a party for you, Angie. All right, the other thing I wanted to do tonight, and that's work on this. And I probably won't get too much done. I did a needle weaving on fabric, but I'm very unhappy with it. So I'm going to cut another piece. Now this is 10 count, and it's an even weave. I don't know if it's linen. It might be a cotton thread, but it's 10 count, meaning that there's 10 of these threads. And I don't think this is linen because this is more, there's a couple threads in there to each little piece going up and down. So this is kind of a cotton piece. Let me take that out, the staple out. I got this fabric last year sometime from my St. Louis stitching friend. Oops. Have I lost? Did I lose you guys? Oh, I lost you when I went to Amazon. Let me get my red dot back. There we go. So let me take this. And I think this will be easier to weave on. And I got to be careful with this, though, that I have a tight tension when I crochet and when I tat. Probably when I would knit. I don't knit a lot, but I've got an awfully tight tension. And I pulled that fabric too. And I was going to use this for the warp. This for the warp. Can't really see it too good on this fabric though. Did I bring the whole package of fabric in? I think I did. I might choose a lighter fabric now that, and then this, if I use this for the warp, and this is a little bit heavier thread, but I think it'll work. Whoops. I think it will work. I'm just going to kind of fold it over. Grab a hold of it there. It'll be a thin warp. I think I took my crochet thread out in the other room. Let's see what else I have. Let me see what other kind of fabric I have here. Envelope of, oh, I knocked the card box down. Let me put that. Let me see if I have that envelope of what I did with it. I had it here tonight, or maybe I had it out in the other room. I think I have it out in the other room. I have this, but that's too thin for a warp thread. I might have to go out in the other room and get some thicker thread. I had it in here, but I think I took it out in the other room. Oh, let me mosey on out there. Hold on, I'll be back in a minute. Talk amongst yourself. Alright, I'm coming, hold on. I have to jump over some boxes here. I threw that box of fabric down in my path. I have to skip over it here. Hold on. With a sack in my hands. I'm getting to be an old lady. All this jumping around isn't for me anymore. I'm here. Whew. Alright, I think I'm either gonna pick a different work thread or a different fabric here. Thank you guys for your patience. I had to make a stop in the ladies' room. We don't want that. Alright, let's see. If I use this, which I do like because it's 10 count, if I use a crochet thread for the warp, and it's still kind of thick, but it's thicker. Well, this is a little bit thinner. Or I could go to a different weave fabric here. Now this is Christmassy here. No, this is even bigger weave. This is the Christmassy. I don't want that, but that's 11 count. But see, this is closer together, and this is that Charles Craft Aida. I think that's Aida. Breadcloth. And this is 10 count again. This, I could go with this, which is 14 count. This is, you see this quite a bit at Hobby Lobby and everything. And I could go with this thread. I think I'll do this. I like this, but I need a thicker thread, I think, for the warp. So I'll just put that back in my, and I'm gonna put this in my sack, and I'll sort out my fabrics and put them back in the envelope after the stream. Put them in my sack. I have a sack of threads here. And I grab the blue thread caught in the sack. And I grab this, fell off on the floor. This is 18 count linen. This is white. I kind of like that too. Do I want to go with that or with this? I think I'll try that. It's probably about the size of my journal too. This is needlework fabric that when I was doing a lot of needlework, I ordered some from my friends in St. Louis. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's just a little bit too long. And 1, 2, 3, 4. I can make this 4.5. All right, let me get out my fabric scissors. And 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm going to cut it at 4.5. Which would be, I'm going to cut it right there. And you can't rip this, you got to cut it, but at least I have a line to cut on, if I can see it. Or as close to that line as possible. See where I'm going. I don't know if I went off of it, but if I go off of it 1 or 2 threads, it'll be okay. If I go off of it this way, it'll be even better. And I'm doing this. I don't generally cut my own fabric for needlework, unless I cut a piece and just work around it. All right, let's see what I have. I have 4 1/4, which is okay. And I have 4.5 down here. Oh dear. Let me cut a couple of these. See if I can't even this up a little. A little better. Not quite, but it's okay. And then I need to cut it 7 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 1/4. So right about in here. And they have special ways that they can cut this. I eyeball it, so it won't be perfect. All right. I'll save this, and I'll save this. I'll put it back in the bag. Now, what I did on my last piece is I measured out, I think I had 1 inch on each side, a 1/2 inch on each side, or 1 inch on each side and 1.5 inches down. But I had a fairly long piece in here. I don't think I'm going to do that this time. And let me put this scissors back. If I use this for my warp thread, and it's I'd like to be able to use a thicker thread for my warp thread, but it's cut. I got this from, she was selling it, and it's already been cut for needlework. They cut it at 18-inch lengths, and they just snip it. So this is used thread, but it's still good, but I can't warp it with this. I'd have to tie it in knots, and I don't want to do that. So, I got a thread here. So let's see. We said this was 10 count. Oh no, this is 14 count. What count did they say this was? I don't think they said. Ivory. It doesn't say what. Oh, it's 18 count, which means there's 18 threads to an inch. And I don't think I want to do, I don't want my, I don't want my threads too close together, because that makes it awfully tight for the weave. I think I'll do I think I'll skip 2 and see what happens. And I think I'll just do a square here to start with. And if that works, I might do something down in here. Maybe weave it the other way. Weave it this way and then weave it that way. Because I'm not perfect with this. I'm still learning this stuff. That's why I'm doing her slow stitch. So I need a pretty long thread to work with. And if I do 2 inches, let's see, if it's 18 threads to an inch, got to do my math. Good thing Becky's not here. I drive her nuts with my math. Allie K's good with the math too. Let me get my pencil out. I'm better if I can write it down. Whoops. Where did that go off to? That was my thread. So I rolled off onto the floor. All right. So I have 4 1/4 inches. And if I leave an inch and an inch, I'm going to skip that 1/4. We'll just leave a little over an inch. So an inch and an inch would be 2 inches. That means I'd have 2 inches on the inside. So 18 threads to an inch. 18 and 18 is 36. And if I go in 2 inches, maybe I'll go in, this is 7 inches. If I go down 3 though, 1, 2, 3, and leave a 1/2 inch, or an inch, I could make another piece down in here. Wouldn't quite be the same. I think I'll do 3. No, I think I'll do 2 1/2 inches. So across we know that it's 36 threads. If I go in an inch and only do 2 inches. And that'll leave me an inch on each side. So I'm trying to figure out how much warp thread I need. So we're going to go down 2 1/2 inches. And we're going to go over, and I'm going to skip 2 inches. So I'll do a thread, 2 inches, a thread, 2 inches. So that would be like half. I think it would just be 18 across. That seems pretty wide to me. Boop, boo, doo, 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 doo. Is this 18 inches? I'm going to knock this off on the floor. 1, 2, 3, that's 9. That's about at the 1/2 inch mark. So it is 18 inches. And so if I do a thread and skip 2, 1, 2, I think I'd only get 9 threads in there. So 9 and 9 is 18. Let's say it starts here. 9 and 9 is 18. It's not very big. From here to here. It would be my piece would be 2 inches there and 2.5 here. But that seems big. That seems big enough for a nice little weaving sample. If I do another one down there, I'm thinking I should do a little bit more. Because I would only have 18 threads going across. But that might be good for me to learn on. It's all learning. So 2.5 inches this way down and 2 across, and that would be 9 threads times 2.5, or 9 and 9, 18 threads times 2.5 inches. That would be 9, 16, 36. That would be 45 inches, and then that's about a yard and what? A yard and 9 inches, a yard and a fourth, something like that. I think I'll make it 36 and 36 is 72, 36 and 18 is 54. We don't need that. 36 and 9 is 45 inches. I think I'll make it 45 inches long. Approximately, so a little over a yard of thread, of warp thread, and that's what I was figuring up. We'll see how close I get to it. Let me get the thread off here. I'm going to use this blue crochet thread for warp thread, and I'm going to go hand, because I got pretty long hands, I'm going to go hand to nose. We'll stretch out my hand and turn my head the other way and go to my nose, and then I'll add another 20 some inches, and I surely will have enough. Where are my scissors? Put them back in here. And I might have to adjust once I see what every 2 threads looks like. We will see, said the blind man. And he didn't see at all. Let's see, I need a needle, Penelope. And she says, I got this one with the curve. It's a little big. What other one do you have? This one? That one is fairly big, but I think it'll work. She says, you're welcome. Put my pencil back. And let's thread the needle. My pencil took the thread with it. I cut my fingernails, so that may thread my needle over here so I can see the white background. Now, I'm going to go, if I do 2.5 inches, 2.5 inches, if I leave an inch and go 2.5, that'll take it down to here. Yeah, I'll leave about an inch up at the top and an inch on the. So what I'm going to do is just put my thread through up here at the top and carry it down, and then I'll knot it off. I'll knot it off when I do my first couple of. I'll rethread my needle or thread another needle. So I'm just going to eyeball it here. So here's the 1 inch this way and 1 inch this way, and then I want to come 2.5 down, just about to, and I'm just eyeballing. I could count threads, but right about in here. And am I on the outside? No, I have to come in from the back. And I'm going to leave a tail, a pretty long tail, and then I'll tighten it up when I get going. Now that's slanted, but that's what I'm going to tighten up. This will be straighter, hopefully. And I could count over to start with. I need a magnifying glass. These threads are awfully close together here. I'm not going to count those. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm about 14 threads in. So once I go up here, I want to go in 14 threads. Let me come up here. And I didn't count these really thin ones. So 1, 2, 3. That brings me to there. Now, let me just mark this. How close am I? Let me put my needle there. Let me see how close I am. How straight I am on that. Oh, I'm a little, wait, where is it at? It's up here. I think I'm a little further over. I have to be, I'm only 2 over. Let's go over 2. Let's go right there. And once I get it, then I'll just go every 2. Let's see, right in there. Am I right? It's hard for me to see here. I have to get it up to my nose to see. I'm there. I think I can come over 1 thread. It'll be pretty close. I'll put it in there and we'll see what happens. We'll see how even it is. It's pretty close. Follow this thread up. I think I'm there. So now, I just have to go over 2. So 1, 2. You see where I'm at. 1, 2. And I don't want my warp threads too close together. I think I did that on my first piece and it made it awfully tight. It was hard to weave it. We'll just come over 2 here. Now, in order for this to stay tight, while I'm doing this, I'm going to put a piece of washi tape on it or painter's tape or something to hold that down to keep it pretty taut while I'm weaving. I'll take a piece of tape here and kind of hold it tight, and then I'll be holding my needle thread tight. And let's see if that actually helps me. I don't know if it will or not, but we'll see. Pick up my needle, get this out of the way. What time is it? 9:42. I'd like to get at least one weft thread in there, so I'm going to go over 2. So 1, 2. So I'm going to come in here. And over 2. I usually, when I stitch, my eyes have gotten older than, you know, so I don't stitch as much, but I usually stitch under an lamp or a magnifying lamp. When I did stitch, it's up in Wisconsin. I don't have it here. I do have a magnifying glass, though, a round one. So over 2, 1, 2. Is that right? Oh, my hand's gonna shake. No shaky hands, Mary. I noticed K3N mentioned her hands were shaking a little. And it's not nerves, it's just, I know Angie saw my slow stitch video. She said it looked like I was nervous. Well, I had sped up the video and it made the whole thing, 1, 2, it made the whole thing look shaky. But it's not nerves, like when my hand starts shaking here. And I notice it's when I really start to hold on to things. My hands, this hand especially shakes. 1, 2, 1. Come on down 1. And the lighting is not all that great in here. I'll turn my lamp a little, but now I guess that's pretty good. I'm happy with it. And I don't have my tatting needle in here, but I could put this crochet, this thread in a tatting needle, and it's long. This needle will probably be long enough to weave with for a while until I go out in the other room. And I like the tatting needles to weave with because they're fairly long. Let me count my thread. 1, 2. They're fairly long needles, and I can weave the whole piece before I draw the thread through, and it's easier for me to see if I have all my in and outs right, overs and unders right. I think I'm going to be happier with this piece. We'll see when I get going. But it's a lot easier to stitch when I'm doing this warping on fabric, cotton fabric. It was so hard to see where my needle was coming up from the back. Here I can kind of see if I'm in the right square. Whoops, and I'm not. I'm way off. Oh dear. There. But I want to get this done, and I'm working on the true color page, which is little satin squares. I want to do a whole page of those, and those are taking a while. 1, 2, and I've got the home page that I'm working on. Wait a minute. 1, and then she started the hexagon blocks. And all of a sudden I'm 4 weeks behind. Well, the hexagon blocks were a wonky Wednesday. So she went to moved from France to England, and I sat here at home, and I'm 4 weeks behind her. Now that's about what? 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 8 threads. I think I'm going to have more than 9 threads per inch here. It just seems like more to me. Because, well, that's not quite an inch. That's 8 threads. If I put another one in there, I'll have 9. It'll come right about to here. So, but I'm only doing 2 inches. Well, I think I'm going to have to do 2.5 inches. So I'm glad I cut a little. I've probably come pretty close here. Where am I at? Over here. Oh, did I catch my thread? See, here's the back where you just have these little horizontal stitches. And you can see I'm leaving 2 between each one. I'm doing pretty good there. It's a lot more even than my other one. On my other one, I did good here, but when I got over here, I went real tight with my work threads, got really tight. And what happened was this side of the, when I was weaving, this side of the I got probably about that far up, and this side is real tight, and this side is real loose. And so I'm down at the bottom here. I haven't done actual needlework for so long. I need to use the higher count fabric and the larger threads with my older eyes now. But you can still do nice stuff. You can still do nice things. My St. Louis friends, they just do beautiful. I tell them they're fabric artists. And they poo-poo it. They go, oh, I'm not an artist. I'm going, you are. You buy these specialty threads, you buy linens, and you pay big prices for this stuff. You buy the patterns, you spend hours and hours doing things, and then you give them away. I don't know if I'm going to have enough thread. If I don't, I guess I can tie it off. I could probably pull some thread through here, but we'll see. I'd have to pull it through I don't know if I want to do that. I think I only measured for 2 inches across. I could cut it down a little over here. Make my fabric page a little smaller in width. Yes, more than one way to skin a chicken. I gave myself a good amount of thread, but I think I'm going to need a little more. 1, 2. Get in there. After I sign off, it's 9:50. After I sign off, I'll probably be sitting out in my recliner doing this. Much as I want to get some rest tonight. I'm not doing anything this weekend. I'm not going any place. I want to get caught up on my fabric journal. Get in there. I want to do my hexagons. I have one done. I need to do 6 more of hexagons like this. And now that I know what I'm doing, it will go pretty fast because I do the seed stitch in here with white thread. And then I do the little standing stitches around it. And then the red piece, I stitch this onto the red piece with I have a little running stitch in there. And then I stitch the red onto the black. And then I do the feather stitch around in here. Now, she did different stitches on hers. I might do that too, or I might keep it all consistent. But I got 6 more of those to go. And those will be fabric bowls. Oh, that's only one thread. Now I could, when I think I'm going to have to add thread here. Now this comes out here. I have about, well, I have a good, almost a good 9 inch, 9, 10, 12 inches here, almost, of, well, do I have the right one? Yeah. See, I've got a good tail. I think what I'm going to do is start pulling this. Let's see, I started down here at the bottom. I'm going to give myself some more thread. I should have done this. I'm going to pull, and I'll tighten it all up again. I'm going to pull. Oops, I'm going to have to take it off, the tape off. I'll put that right here for a moment. I'm going to pull on this first thread, and we're going to pull. See, I've got all of that. Now let's just pull. And I'll knot it down here. I could do that now because I have a couple stitches. Let's do that. Which one am I pulling on? And let's take this. I'm going to unthread my needle here because it's easy to thread. She said, it's easy to thread. And I'm going to come under here. Get in there. Just under that one thread, that one blue thread. And hold on to the loop. And put it back through the loop to make a little knot. Come on. See, and I got a good 4 inches there, but I kind of needed that. Let's go through. Let's go under it again. Oops. I lost my thread. Get in there. My thread's getting warped. There we go. Go under here. And go through the... Now, Katia taught us how to do a really neat knot. And I'm going to have to practice that. How to tie a really neat knot when you come in and... Was it Katia or Tammy? Was that, is Katia in here? She is. Was that you, Katia, who taught us how to do that knot? Where you do the loop and then you wrap it around the needle and put it through. Was that you? Somebody taught us how to do that. I'd never seen that done before. Good night, Jersey. Thank you for the, she's probably gone, but thank you for the super chat. I think that was probably Katia. I only watched Katia and Tammy this weekend. That wasn't you? Was it Tammy? Who taught us how to do that? Where did I see how to, or maybe it was, it could have been Catherine, K3N. You come through the loop and you kind of hold the, somebody taught me that. I watched it. You kind of hold the thread tight. You make your loop like this, and you hold this thread tight, and you put your needle, and you wrap the needle a couple times and then put it through, and it makes a nice, somebody taught us that. Where did I see that? I don't know if I saved it. It might have been Tammy. No, Tammy didn't do any stitching. It must have been Catherine. Now, she usually just does a back stitch on this type of thing when she's slow stitching. When she puts she gets to the end of her stitch row, and she just goes like a sewing machine. She just does a couple back stitches. I'm going to put this down to the side here and just let that hang. That's just, it'll eventually be cut off. But now I have to go through and see, I got all this extra thread. And so I'm going to go through and pull each one of these threads tighter. I should have been more careful with this. Let me get that out of the way. Let me just pull. And that way I won't need that tape because my knot will be holding it tight. But see, I've almost got two full rows extra thread here. And I should have done this when I was only 3 or 4 rows, because I was wondering, hold on, I got to get a hold of it. Let's see, it's right here. So I need to pull on this one. And it's catching with the, what is it catching on? Yeah, I'm making a mess. What is it catching on there? It's knotted. It twisted up on itself. Am I going to have to cut this out and do it all over again? No. Somehow I got this twisted on itself. Come on. A twist is just a wannabe knot. And I'm not going to let it do that. I think I got this one thread. I got to get it up to my nose. I keep dropping my needle. I need a different needle. I can't see it. That's the problem. And my lamp isn't strong enough to bend halfway down. It has to be straight up or it'll fall over. It's an old lamp. An ODOT light. First one I ever got. How did this do that? Sure did twist in on itself. I'm going to pull this all out. Because where am I at? Over here. It's this thread. Nothing like redoing it, but you can see how nice it's going to warp with every 2 threads once I get it. And hopefully I'll have enough thread to do the whole 2 inches. And if I have to cut a 1/2 inch over here off to make it even, I will. Because I'm just learning. This isn't anything. It's just going to go in my art journal. My slow stitch journal. Katia, did you hear me say I was watching Tim Holtz, who's a needlework designer? He's designed, he has a fabric line called Eclectic Fabrics, and he was doing his Christmas series. He was promoting it online, and he has people who make things to make the makers, and one of the makers did a Christmas card, and they had tatting on it. And I'm wondering if he's going to recognize that as tatting. What did I knock off? And he didn't. He called it lace. He called it lace. I knocked one of my templates down here. He said, and it has pretty lace on it. And I'm going, that's tatting. Well, you know, tatting is lace, but I could identify it right away. It was just it looked like it was size 10 thread. It wasn't a delicate piece. It looked like something I would do. But it was pretty. It looked nice on the card. I'm going, I'll bet they were in our online tatting class. Well, I'm going to have to work this knot out. It's 10 o'clock. I'm going to have to get this closer up to the light. I'll sit out there in the recliner and work this knot out. And then I'll warp this thread. And I'll do some weaving. This is what I'm going to weave it with, these threads. I don't think I'm going to use the greens and pinks. I think I'm going to use the browns, the tans, and the yellows. The gold. So I'm going to have to work this knot out. I might just cut it all again and give myself a longer length. But you saw what I think this is going to work for me. I'm going to put this needle in there. It's 10 o'clock. All I really got done tonight was this and covering both my journals. My Christmas journal here is going to have a nice vintage Santa Claus. This is going to be, and I'm just going to do it, I'll do one page for October for Halloween. I don't really do Halloween, but I'll do a fall page or an October page. And one page for Thanksgiving. And then December 1st through 31st, I'll do pages, and then something in January until the Epiphany. And that, I think it works out to be, 31 days in December. October is 1, 2 for Thanksgiving, so that's 33, and then 6 is 39 pages, and I probably leave a couple. And so I'm just, this signature width will cover 39 pages for a month. This is going to be a small journal this year. So this is going to be my December journal. And then we worked on this one. We put the cover, the inside cover on this one that I did this morning. This is fun. This is just going to be a junk journal. But I'm going to do more of these. And so I'll have them to use. I want to use up my scrap papers. So I'm going to leave this as my thumbnail, I think. And it's 10 o'clock. I want to thank you guys for coming. Tomorrow's Saturday. And Debbie Epps. If you have not met Debbie Epps, she was an art teacher. She retired this year. And she wrote a book. And it's out on Amazon, but she streams tomorrow at 3:30 p.m. And who else on Saturday? Well, I used to have Chris on Saturday, but I don't think she streams on Saturdays anymore. Stacy Catitude at 10 a.m. every day. I'm looking at my Saturday streams here. Art Junkie, I got her at 3 p.m. on Saturday. And then Beth Schuler at 6 p.m. Eastern on Saturday. So I wish you all a really good weekend. Be safe. Go do some art. As Roy would say, go do something to make you smile. Yeah, I'm going to work that out. I got a knot in there, so I'm going to have to undo that knot. And I'll probably just cut this thread off and cut a longer piece so that I can go out further to the end. I don't think this is long enough for me. And I'll use this for slow stitching. I'll probably stitch it on my Japanese burl. This never goes to waste. It never goes to waste, this extra thread. I could probably, even 46 inches, I could do a blue butterfly. Katia. I'm going to work on some butterflies. And I also wanted to not this size of a journal, but I want to put together my tatting journal, because I certainly have enough to put in it now. But what I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to get a 3-ring binder with 3 inches. And then I'll have a smaller, well, I have my little small notebooks that I write class notes in, but it's awful fast and sloppy. And I want to do a nicer tatting journal where I actually document things. And then I got all the patterns and all of that, so I could fill up a 3-ring binder pretty fast. Let me get that thread out there. So thank you guys for coming. Have a nice weekend. I will be on Sunday evening at 6 p.m. Central. Katia says, most people don't know the different types of laces, and many of the lace types are almost forgotten. That is so true. So very true. What was I looking at? A painting. I was looking in the Metropolitan Museum of Art, because I was just scrolling through the public domain, and I ran across art piece. It was a painting of a lady doing bobbin lace. And I'm going, I want to print it off. And you can't download it. It's copyright protected. And that's why I say, even if you're in the public domain library, always check your little open access and public domain tags at the bottom of the picture, because not all of them are in the public domain. Not all of them are copyright free. And I was so disappointed, because I could probably still print it off and put it in my tatting journal or my needlework journal. It's not tatting, it's bobbin lace. She was working bobbin lace. All right, I'm going to let you guys go. Have a great weekend. Bye. Thank you, Jersey. She's gone, but thank Jersey for the super chat.